Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. I kind of messed that up. Hello, hello. It's Julie Davison from juliedavison.com. Welcome to Thursday Night Stamp Therapy. I'm so happy that you are joining me tonight for some creative therapy. Tonight I have a special little mini class to share with you. The projects that I am going to demonstrate tonight are in my July bonus project kit. And if you're not familiar, I do these monthly project kits for my customers who order $40 or more. So this is a special little treat. I love to spoil you guys. And so you can place an order in my online store. Use the host code if you're ordering less than $150. And then at the end of the month, I make up these kits and I send them out to everybody. And it's been so much fun. I just love getting to share this little bit with you. I've been a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for 21 years, and when I first started, I was doing more in-person events, including home parties and stamp club, and so every month we would get together and we'd make 3 projects in person. But as my business has grown online, I have wanted to recreate that atmosphere and that fun stamp club environment by sharing projects with all of my long distance customers. And so this is the way that I do that. So this is kind of like stamp club at home, an opportunity for you to place an order, get some new stuff, and then to make some projects with me. And so these projects will not be sent out until the first week of August after July is over. So you still have an opportunity to earn them. You can order in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop. You can order whatever you want. You want to order $40 or more to get the kit. But you're probably going to want to order $50 because in July you can get bonus bucks, bonus days coupons, $5 for every $50 that you order, and you can redeem those in August. So a little extra perk for ordering in July. And I was doing the math, and I think I'm going to stock up on some cardstock and some adhesive and some of the other things that I need, because demonstrators like myself will get to pre-order from the new mini catalog next month, like in just a week or two. And so I'm going to use my bonus day coupons to get some extra stuff from the mini catalog. So I figure if I stock up on some cardstock and some other stuff right now, I'll have some extra money to spend on that new catalog. So I'm super excited about that. So every month there's a brand new kit. So if you're watching this and July has passed, no worries. There's going to be a new kit in August and a new kit in September and October, November, and December, and every single month. In addition to the project kit, I will also send you the link to a PDF with bonus projects featuring the suite that I'm featuring in the project kit. So for July, that suite is the Countryside Inn suite with this gorgeous designer paper with shades of blue. I'm going to show you that paper in just a second. On the projects I'm using tonight, I'm not necessarily using the stamp set, which is the Countryside Corners big background stamp. This is all one big stamp and then it cuts apart, but I am using the Countryside Corner dies. And so even if you don't get these, this stamp, these dies are really cool. Forgive my Band-Aid. I got a massive paper cut this evening opening a bill of all things. Like, not only do bills stink, but then it gave me a paper cut. And I swear this is probably the worst paper cut I've ever had. It was bleeding really deep, super long, right at the tip of my finger. Oh, not happy. Anyway, these dies are really awesome just to have a great shape, even if you don't get the coordinating stamp to go with it. So I wanted to show you in the catalog where these are at, page 62 and 63. This is the Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, May 2023 to April 2024. If you don't have one and you are looking to shop with me, then I'd be happy to send you a catalog so you can check that out in person. Tonight's projects are those projects I'm going to feature in that July bonus project kit. So it's not too late. If you order $40 or more in the online store before July 31st, then you're going to get this kit. So I'm showing it to you early. You've got plenty of time still to get shopping. And if you choose not to shop with me, or if you're a demonstrator yourself, I hope that these project ideas will inspire you. Maybe you'll make them up at home, or maybe you'll make them using some different designer paper. That's always my goal in my project videos, is to inspire you to craft and create using what you have at home. So if you're not already subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing here to my YouTube channel so that you get all these awesome paper crafting videos. And you don't miss out on any of them. What was I going to say? Oh, team members. I saw Sharon's comment. Sharon is one of my team members, and team members get to subscribe to get these kits for just $5 a month. So they are free to customers when they order $40 or more, and then $5 for team members. And so if you are not familiar with that program, check out the most recent team email newsletter or send me a message and I will let you know how to take advantage of that. Let me break down what comes in the kit. There are going to be 3 pre-cut projects. Sometimes they are all cards. Every now and then I throw in another 3D kind of project or something different. And then usually there's a piece of paper that has pictures of the finished project, designer paper measurements, the link to the bonus tutorial. I don't have that prepared and printed yet, so I don't have that to show you. But everything else is exactly how it's going to arrive in the kit. You're going to get 3 project packets, which are packaged up in envelopes, which you can use then to send the cards, and then a bonus gift. And this is what I do with the host rewards. When you use the host code, the purpose of the host code is to pull it together into a larger sort of party order. And so I use the host rewards or the Stampin' rewards from that larger order to pay for the gifts that I send along in these project kits. So that's what the host code does. If you order more than 150 though, don't use the host code, because then you get to keep those bonus Stampin' rewards for yourself. You'll still get all the same goodies in your kit. So this month's gift for July 2023 includes 4x6 pieces of the Countryside Inn designer paper. This paper is so gorgeous. I just love the leaves and the flowers and the whimsical designs. On the second side, we have more subtle patterns as well in the blues. Boho blue, night of navy, misty moonlight, balmy blue. Those are the colors featured in this new designer paper. It normally comes as a 12 by 12 paper, so you'll just get a sampling here in the kit, which you're going to use on the cards that we're going to make. And then also you'll get a whole package of the Pearl Basic Jewels. And these are a discontinued embellishment, but I picked up a whole bunch because I thought that they were a staple. I couldn't believe that they retired these. These are the basic pearl jewels, and we got some other pearls in the catalog right now, like some iridescent pearls, but these are just the straight up normal basic jewels, and you get a whole package in your July bonus project kit. So should we get started and make a card? I'm really excited about the cards in this month's kit, starting with this first one. Now, if you've been following me for a while, you know one of the bonus things that you get in the project kit is a back pocket card layout. This is a postcard style card, postcard style card, that doesn't make sense, that has a card layout and measurements, and then the back side of it has pictures of finished projects to inspire you. So if you are ordering pretty regularly, soon you'll have a whole ring of back pocket card layout cards, so you can just flip through them. And the whole idea in naming them back pocket card layouts is that these are really great card layouts to keep in your back pocket, so that when you are kind of in a rut and need some inspiration, you can pull them out and use them as a jumping off point, a starting point, a springboard into creativity. So I am absolutely loving the back pocket card layouts. I hope that you are too. Just today, the girls helped me package up cards for my team members. So all of my team members who meet their quarterly minimum get the three back pocket card layouts for the quarter. So the 3 most recent cards are coming in the mail to team members. And that is something that everybody gets, even if they don't subscribe to the kit. All my team members who are meeting their quarterly minimums are going to get that in the mail. So exciting. I'm so happy to be able to provide that resource. And I get some questions. At this point, I do not have back pocket card layouts for sale. Maybe sometime in the future, I'll have like a collection of them that's available, but right now that's not going to be the case. I keep saying I'm hoping maybe to include them in like a retreat package, but I don't have concrete plans for that as of this point. feel like I'm just running out of time. How's the end of July, right? I have huge, big ideas and never enough time in the day to do them all. Okay, back pocket card layouts. So this is the layout for this card. And you'll get yours in the package. By the way, if you ordered in June, your back pocket card layout for June was delayed. You already got your kit, but the card has arrived, and I'm working on getting those thank you cards out with the back pocket card layouts. So watch your mailbox because that's coming in the next week or so. All right, so this card layout is going to use balmy blue for the card base. It's just a regular half sheet of cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored in half at 4 1/4. And then I've got a second layer here that is the same color. This is balmy blue again, and I have embossed this with a countryside floral embossing folder. I love this one, and actually I have to double check it. It might actually be on back order again and not available. This was super popular when the suite and the catalog first launched back in May, and then it came back in stock, and I think it might be out again. So I'm not sure, but if you get the kit for July, your pieces will all come pre-embossed, so you don't have to get that. But this is in the annual catalog. It's going to be a while. It's going to be around for a while. So if it's not in stock right now, don't worry, it's coming back. So we're going to just add this to the card base using some Stampin' Seal. Now this is my adhesive of choice, but we're having an interesting conversation about adhesive today. I had an in-person class, and someone was talking about how, oh, you know what, I just did that upside down. And the reason I know is because it has some flowers on it. So I want those to be right side up. They were saying that they have cards that are coming apart with the Stampin' Seal, and so they prefer the liquid glue. So leave a comment. Let me know, what adhesive do you prefer to assemble your cards with? I just love the ease of the Stampin' Seal, and I just try to make sure that I get a good adherence when I'm gluing that layer down, which I know seems kind of crazy because I always peel it up with seemingly little effort. Okay, for this card, we need to cut some designer paper. And so the paper that I'm going to use for this card, let me get some of these out. I want to use this one. I love these little flowers. So I'm more focused on the flowers and not so much the foxes. And then I'm also going to use this one here with the birds. Oh, I need to be careful about that because I'm going to use that on another card. We can still use it. We just have to be strategic because this part I want to use on another card with the birds. And so we're going to cut this. I'll show you. We'll cut it in a special way. All right, our squares of designer paper are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. I had to measure. I don't know why I had to measure. It's right here. Why didn't I just look at that? Silly. All right, let's get our paper trimmer out. And is this still going to work? Let me see. I want to make sure that I've got enough for the other paper. Yes, okay. So, or the other cards. So for the birds, I am going to do, we'll cut this for the next card early. So I want to cut that's 2 5/8 inch by 4 3/4. So we're cutting this at 2 5/8 inch, which is like there's the 2.5 and the 2 3/4, and it's the largest mark in between those two. So 2 5/8 inch by 4 3/4. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, so this I'm saving for the next card, and this piece I am going to use the stripe side. And the reason I cut it ahead of time is because if I had cut it this way or something, I might have not had the piece and the size that I wanted for the other card. So that's why I made sure to do it ahead of time. All right, now I can cut the striped piece to 1 1/4 by 1 1/4. And I'm going to cut 2 of those squares. And then I'm also going to cut the foxes. And I'm going to cut 1 1/4. I'm using the measurements on this side. There's 1 inch and then 1/4. And I'll cut again. Oh, you know what? I really love these flowers. So I'm going to focus my cutting to get all those nice flowers. in my square. I know that's like a little extra, but that's the part I really want to focus on, is those flowers. Okay. So we have 4 pieces of designer paper that are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, 2 different patterns, and we're going to kind of alternate them like that. And then I have this white square, which is the background layer. It's 2 3/4 by 2 3/4, a little piece for the greeting, and then some punch outs from the Petal Park Builder Punch. So this one has a larger flower and then also a leaf in the punch. It carried over from the mini catalog, so you might have that one. It went with the Regency Park suite, which was fun. All right, so let's start by putting the designer paper squares onto the white square. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal again. And I'm just going to kind of evenly space these out. So that there is an equal amount of space on the sides. I am purposely alternating my stripes, so I've got 1 horizontal and 1 vertical. Just to do something a little different. Okay, so there's my background piece. And the stamps that I'm using today is this one. It's called Lasting Joy, and it coordinates with the Countryside Inn suite. I love that it has these little skinny sentiments, and so the one I'm using on this card says, "Thinking of you." I also got the flower out to use on the inside of the card because I just love how it coordinates with the designer paper. You could use some other flowers. In fact, the little flower design, maybe I'm going to switch it up. The flower design really in the paper that I've chosen more coordinates with this one. So let's just go ahead and switch that. It's so weird to have a Band-Aid on my finger. I feel like it's tripping me up. The colors, we've got Balmy Blue here and Night of Navy. So those are the color inks we're going to use. And I suppose I could put a sentiment on the inside too. Like hoping for better days ahead. That sounds good. Let's put that one on there. I always like to stamp on the inside of my cards. And so in my kits, I try to always include a white layer for card bases that are darker. But even Balmy Blue is not that dark, but I still will include the white layer for you to stamp on. Thinking of you, that's kind of a little crooked. I'm just going to try again. A little bit better. That's going to go over here. God, I just love this layout. And then for the inside, I am going to do Hoping for Better Days Ahead. And in the corner, we're going to do the stems, and then we're going to add some flowers with the Balmy Blue. And I think it's easier to stamp the stems first, and then you can kind of like maneuver these flowers to figure out where they need to go. Not bad. That's so cute. Who would you send this card to? Who needs a little sunshine in their life? I could think of a few people that I would like to send this card to. So I might just go ahead and get my my envelope ready right after I'm done with this video so I can send it out right away tomorrow. I feel like there's just lots of friends who need some special thoughts right now. A lot going on. I am going to add both the square and the sentiment on with Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'm going to do, I like to do 5 when I have a larger square like this. I guess I got 5.5 there. I don't know where that bonus one came from. It just kind of piggybacked. And so this is going to go right in the corner. You could also put it in the center. I mean, heck, you could put it wherever you want. It's your card. The sentiment is going to kind of come over the edge a little bit. So I'm just going to kind of put it down like that. I do want to put, maybe that's going to be okay. I'm just going to kind of tuck that in just a little bit. So these flowers are going to go on with glue dots. You could just also use regular adhesive or the liquid adhesive. I really just like the glue dots because for little punch out pieces like this, they're really easy to just kind of peel off. So you're just going to take that punched piece, put it on the roll and give it a little push. And then when you take it off, the glue dot is on the back and you can add that to your project. For the inside, we're just going to glue this down. And then, of course, we need to embellish. And so we're going to use those base pearls that came inside the package. Now, I have one that's already open, so I'm going to leave this one brand new and use the one that I already have. And instead of doing, like a trio, I'm going to focus on just putting some pearls in the center of this bigger flower. And kind of just have that be like a little accent. Now, if you wanted to, you could add more, or you could add one up here too. But I think I just want to focus on that one little, the bigger. But I just want to focus on that one flower and kind of just draw some attention just to the single flower with a trio of pearls. I know, I love this layout too, Terry. Isn't it great? You can use, of course, any designer paper, any theme. Here is another version of the card, and this is the one that is pictured on that back pocket card layout for you. So you'll have this inspiration at home. I use the Let's Go Fishing designer paper, the Time Worn type embossing folder. And then I used a little bit of the in color jute and kind of just broke apart that jute to make sort of this like little hairy piece that goes on fishing lures and hooks. And I don't know the right terminology, but it looked about right. The colors here are Mossy Meadow and then Wild Wheat, the new in color. So whether you have a little more feminine style or something a little masculine, I think that you will find this card layout works for so many different occasions and with so many different stamp sets and designer paper. So I hope that you feel inspired. This is one of my favorite cards, but there's two more in the kit. So I'm going to keep chugging along and we'll work on our next card. Now this one, I wanted to do something a little different, a little fun, and so I decided to do an easel card. And if you've not made an easel card, it is really kind of a fun, but also a very easy card to make. So for this one, I am doing, you can do it several different ways, but essentially whichever way you do it, the most simple way to do an easel card is to have your cardstock fold in half. So this is, oh, did I not square that right? Oh, that looks interesting. It is a little bit off on that, huh? Okay, well, there's two ways we can fix this. And the easiest way is going to be just to trim it. Do you see what I'm talking about when I say fix? It's not the end of the world, but our card base is just like a little hair bigger. We just kind of got a little funky score on that, but that's okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my paper trimmer. You could also take a pair of scissors, and I'm just going to trim off that extra so that it lines up. And it is going to be just like a hair smaller than 4 1/4, but it will work just fine. Okay, so you've got to fold your cardstock in half, and then you have another fold in half. And so this can go either back, like to make a Z fold, or we're actually going to fold it the other way to do our easel. Okay, so we have a cardstock folded in half, and the front is folded in half again. And for our easel, we have a piece that is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And for the inside, this is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4, 4 3/4, 4 3/4, no, 3 3/4 by 5. And then 2 3/4 by 4 3/4. Oh my goodness. For this one, we are going to use that piece of paper that we cut from the first card. Where did it go? Okay. Oh, here it is. The birds. So this piece, I will double check again because now I've forgotten we measured it before. It is 2 5/8 inch by 4 3/4. And so this is going to go on the front. And then there is a piece of cardstock that has been embossed, and it is 1 inch by 4 3/4. And this is not looking like my sample. 3 3/4. 3 3/4. 2. Oh, I think we did the designer paper wrong. I said 2 5/8 inch, and it should be 2 3/8. I'm going to cut it, and then I'll write it down so you can see. Since I am confusing, always better to have it be too big and can trim it a little bit than too small, right? Okay. This designer piece is 2 3/8 inch by 4 3/4. And then the balmy blue is 1 inch by 4 3/4. In case you want to write it down, or in case you want to do a little screenshot. And then this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. 3 3/4 by 5. Okay. All right, I also have a die cut piece. I use the Countryside Corners to die cut this piece. I think this is one of the medium ones. It's not like the smallest one with the corners, but a step or two above that. And then I have the large flower from that Petal Park punch pack. So the Petal Park punch it's downstairs. The girls are helping me punch the flowers for these kids. And so I don't have it to show you, but it has the 3 flowers, the 2 that we just used plus the big one, and a leaf that goes along with it. All right, we're going to layer the designer paper and the embossed cardstock on our white layer. We made a card with a similar layout, and I shared some recently on Facebook that I used a bunch of the delightfully eclectic designer paper and just switched up and used actually the Good Feelings stamp set, which is one of my favorites. I just love the font and the size and the style of these sentiments. So we're going to stamp that on to the Countryside Corners. I already have it out. We're gonna stamp that. It says, I'm just so happy for you. And I love this sentiment because it could be for so many different occasions, right? Maybe somebody got a job promotion, or they're moving into a new home, or they just got engaged, or they're having a birthday, or I don't know. There's lots of reasons that we're happy for people. So I'm just so happy for you covers so many different things. On the inside piece, I am going to use stamps from the same set that say hip hip hooray. It's 2 different stamps, and so I can do 2 different colors. The other option you could do that I think would be good here is You're on My Mind and In My Heart. The font style matches really beautifully. It just doesn't leave a whole lot of room to write, and so I chose to do the hip hip hooray for this card so that there would be a little bit more room. So I'm going to do hip hip. Oh, do you see I have a little halo there? I'm just going to turn it over and try again. Hip, hip, and then in the navy, hooray. Oh, I like having it at an angle too. I just think it's kind of fun. So I'm cheering from you from afar. I'm so happy for you. Hip, hip, hooray. All right, so this is going to go on the inside of the card. We'll just cover up our boo-boo. And we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals to add this to the front. And we got to be careful here when we are adding this part of the card to the card base, because with the easel card, we want it to kind of stand up. And so this front piece, we're only going to adhere to the bottom half of that card front so that the rest of it can stand up. If you glue the whole thing down, you won't be able to do the easel aspect of this card. And because we have that extra little kind of fold, I'm going to use some heavy duty adhesive here. I'm going with the tear and tape. And I am going to apply that to the front of the card, and I'm centering it in the front. And then the thing that will hold the easel up is the inside piece. You need something on Stampin' Dimensionals. Sometimes you can use like a little label, or you could have the inside of your cardstock. You can have like a strip of it and have that be on Dimensionals. But we are going to use this flower on the inside. And so I want to line it up so there's kind of two petals creating a flat edge for the cardstock to catch behind. And so I'm just going to put that down with one dimensional, and you can see it just kind of props it up. So this card will fold flat and go in the mail like normal, and then you can open it up and display it. And I love how I did purposely make that inside piece a little bit smaller so that it wasn't showing, so that your sentiment, you know, can sort of stay private even if the card is being displayed. But we need to bling up that flower. So let's do the same thing here. I thought about, and if you have an appropriate stamp set, you could stamp in the center of that punch out using, you know, one of the stamps from the set or something else. But I thought they were all kind of small to go in the center there. And so, ooh, I just had an idea. You could punch out a center, or you could punch out from one of these other pieces. You could punch something out. But I think I'm just going to use those pearls again and just kind of create like a little cluster. This time, since this flower is bigger, I am going to just use some different sizes and create a cluster with all three of the different sizes. So there's small, medium, and large pearls. And I'm going to use 5 of them to create a little cluster. I love the way that looks, although I will warn you that it is a little bit non-machinable, because with the pearls on the inside, you are going to have kind of that bump and uneven card. I love the way it looks, and I think it's worth the extra postage, but if you're concerned about the extra postage, then maybe you want to do something a little flatter here, like a little piece of paper or like a punched center. I used to have like a small circle punch. That would be really cute to just add like a little small circle in the center. So there's our second card, an easel card using the Good Feelings stamp set. It says, "I'm just so happy for you. Hip, hip, hooray." Oh, I just love this. Again, you can do this with any designer paper, especially combining different designer papers or designer paper and embossing folder. And this layout would be so perfect with any designer paper, any occasion. So I hope that you feel inspired by this card and that you will try it at home. This is card 2 in the July bonus project kit. So we made this one first, and now this one. And so we've got one more card, and this one is a favorite layout. I may have done it before, but I love this layout for showing off different patterns of coordinating designer paper. And so we're doing it again. We are going to pick out 3 different patterns from the designer paper that we have left. So this is my favorite one. I'm not sure why. I think I just love the layout with the flowers and the colors. And some of these other ones are a little bit busy. So we're going to pick out the back side, and I'm going to do this one with the light blue flowers, and this one that is light blue with some stripes. So 3 coordinating patterns. You don't want them to be competing with each other too much. And we are going to cut with our paper trimmer 1.5 inch strips. So let's get out our paper trimmer, and I am going to cut all 3 at once. The paper's a little bit thinner, and I think you can get away with that. But if you're nervous about cutting so many layers at once, then you could just cut 1 at a time, or maybe just 2 at a time. It's up to you. I'm second guessing. No, this is right. Okay. So I've got my pieces. of designer paper cut. The pieces that are in the kit that are included here are a boho blue card base. And this is one of the new in colors, which I just love. And then we've got a piece for the inside. It's 4 1/4 by, it's 4 by 5 1/4. Our 3 strips of designer paper that are 1 1/2 inches by 6 inches. Yes, Diane, the paper trimmer is a game changer. I just love it. I recently replaced the blade on it, and it is so smooth. It's like butter. So if you don't have a good paper trimmer yet, if you're a brand new stamper, I would say that is like the very first thing I would suggest investing in. It is so awesome. The other thing that I use a lot and I think is good for a new stamper are the circle punches. I'm so glad that they're back. So I use the 2-inch circle punch for the white circle and the decorative circle punch for the Night of Navy circle. So these are going to layer together, and I have used the bow punch. I'm learning the bow punch to punch 2 pieces from the boho blue cardstock. And I'm so excited. We have a brand new stamp set in the catalog. This is inspired by Million Sales Achiever Rachel Tessman, helped to design this stamp set called Layering Leaves, and it coordinates with the bow punch. So both of these images, the small one and the larger one, will coordinate and you can punch, you can stamp and then punch them out. Should we try the challenge of stamping on them after they're punched? That seems kind of tricky and a little dangerous. Ooh. I don't know. Let's see if I can do it. That wasn't necessarily my intention, but I love a good challenge. It's definitely easier, I think, to stamp and then punch. However, with the photopolymer stamps, it is not terribly hard. Oh, not bad. It's not terribly hard to do it the other way around. Oh no, the bow punch is not available right now. Oh, I'm not surprised, I have to say. It has been such a popular one with this new stamp set that coordinates with it. I think I actually like them better on the flat side since I didn't stamp so well. But while I have the ink pad out, I'm going to stamp the Best Wishes. So if you don't have the bow punch yet, this is a good one to add to your list for when it does come back in stock. And it's going to be around for a while. So even if it is gone right now, it'll be back and you'll have plenty of time to get it when it is. The thing I love about the Layering Leaves stamp set is not just the images that coordinate with the punch, but also I just love the style of the sentiments and the sentiments themselves. So I think this is a really great stamp set for new stampers because it has sort of those basics. Thinking of you, best wishes, thanks so much, so happy to celebrate you, hello, sending hugs for you. I feel like you could send cards for so many different occasions with this one stamp set. So definitely get this stamp set, and if you can't get the bow punch right now, then as soon as it comes back in stock, I would definitely recommend snatching that up. Okay, I intended this to be in the lighter color, so I'm just going to do a quick clean. Another must-have for a new stamper is the Stampin' Chamois. I store mine when it's wet in the clear, empty stamp cases, but you want to let it dry out every now and then so that it doesn't get funky. All right, let's stamp on the inside. I'm going to use some boho blue for the leaf. And, let's use the back of our bonus day. I don't have my, my grid paper handy. I don't know what I was thinking here. I'm just going to do that in the corner. And then I'm going to do a little navy for the flower. I just wanted to have something on the inside because, you know, I like to do that. And, well, it's a little bit layered, but I don't like it. Let's try again. I love how there's 2 sides to every sheet, right? I'm going to stamp off on the boho blue. And then there. I like that better. A little more subtle. Okay, let's get to this card layout because you guys are going to love this. And I have a feeling that you are going to come back to this one over and over and over again. Do you know which card layout I'm doing? You might know because you might have made this one before. But we are going to cut a banner tip on the ends of the designer paper and then stagger them on the front. And so again, this is such a good one to use up your designer paper scraps. You can use any paper. It's good if they coordinate. So like I said, you don't want competing patterns necessarily. I'm going to use my scissors and cut right up the center about a ½ inch or so. And then I'm going to cut from each corner to that center, the top of that center cut. Try to do that in one motion if I can, one scissor length. I don't want it to be messy. I just want one smooth cut. If you have the retired tailored tag punch, that was always my favorite way to get the banner tip on these ends. Okay, so next we are going to layer these, and they are long, but that's okay. We're just going to trim them off the top. So we're going to start with the more subtle patterns in the back, and we're going to put them about a ½ inch from the end, about a ½ inch from the end. And then the center one is going to kind of come up just a little bit, all kinds of messy tonight, and sort of stagger. Okay, so we've got those on the end, and then the center one, and then we're just going to turn that over and just trim that off. You know what would be fun is to banner tip that and add it in here. Like it's almost like a little quilt. Doesn't it look like that? Anyway, I already got this stamping, so I think we're good, but that would be kind of cute. All right, next up, we're going to layer our pieces together. And I am going to actually layer the punched pieces in between the white circle and can't talk, in between the white and the blue. And so I'm going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals underneath the white circle just to kind of be different. And because we're adding those punch outs, so there we got a little, not a lot of bulk, but just a little bit. So this is going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. And then I'm going to put I'm going to use the regular adhesive for the big circle. I really wanted those to be more to the side, but I wasn't paying attention. So that's going to go right in the center. That's going to bother me. Okay, hang on, guys. Ba, 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 ba. I really wanted those to be more off to the side and showing up against the darker cardstock. So there we go. Now that's better. I feel better. I know. We didn't do enough tear parts yet. We needed another one in this video. Oh, we're going to embellish with some pearls again. And so I'm just going to use, I'm going to use some of the pearls and just sort of kind of frame the sentiment. So on the inside, we've got little punch or little stamped pieces, and then on the front, the best wishes. Don't you just love this layout? Like I said, I think it's so good to go with any of the designer paper. I really think you could have some fun with that. I'm realizing that we did not stamp our envelopes today. Usually I try to do that. So let's just go back here and we can add a little something something to our envelopes. I love a good coordinating envelope. And usually I don't think to add it because I've already got my card made when I get my envelope out. So we'll use that envelope for this one. And this one, maybe we'll just do the same thing. That coordinates, doesn't it? And then how about those other flowers that we used on the inside of our first card? We'll do that one on the front. So we've got the stem in navy and the little flowers. Oh, you know what? That was supposed to be balmy blue. There are worse things. Let's just switch the ink really quick, because I want to match my card. And okay. Oh, so cute. Do you guys stamp your envelopes to match your cards? My sister does amazing envelope art where she not only stamps, but she sponges and adds colors and does fun techniques. And it is just so fun to get those envelopes in the mail. So I always try to do, when I think of it, a little something. I've been adding Happy Mail stickers lately to my cards. And it's not the same as stamping on the envelope to match, but it's still a little something. I know. I love it. You guys are kind of split. Some of you are stamping your envelopes and some of you say that you forget. Here are the cards in the July 2023 bonus project kit. I hope that if you get this this card kit in the mail that you enjoy making these projects, you'll have some leftover designer paper pieces that you can use for other projects. And I have some inspiration for you, maybe that you will want to use your paper for. So let me show you some additional samples using the Countryside Inn designer paper. But one last reminder, if you want to earn this kit for free and get a pack of pearls, the designer paper, and the back pocket card layout, you can order in my online store at juliedavison.com/shop. The host code is in the video description for you, and you use the host code that helps me pay for the little gifts that I send each month. So, so much fun. I hope that you do enjoy this kit and this designer paper, and that you were inspired by the projects that I shared tonight. Let me show you a few more using the Countryside Inn designer paper. Some of these cards are card swaps. Some of them are cards that I've made. This first one was the one that I shared during our Sunday stamping video. I love this little flap here. I think if I remember right, it's 3.5 inches by, let's measure. I have a ruler right here. 3.5 inches by 7.5. Yeah, and then scored at 3 inches. What is that? 2 3/4. So kind of fun. I love that. There's the Countryside Inn corners, and I use the same punches here, the petal park and the bow punch. Here's a card from Nareda Hernandez, and she used the Timeless Arrangement stamp set with the Countryside Floral embossing folder and Countryside Inn designer paper. I thought it went so well with everything else. Here's one that I made using the embossing folder and the designer paper. This was a layout I featured in another back pocket card layout. In fact, this might be the card that is on the sample. No, it's not. Look at that, though. There's more ideas using the same card layout. Sometimes I get stuck on a card layout, and I just like to use it over and over, and it's so amazing how the cards look so different. Here's a swap card from Kate Kaltoff. I love this introduction of the crumb cake with these colors. I think it's such a natural color combination. The next one's from Bonnie O'Neill. I love her color blocking here with the different patterns of designer paper. This is one I made with my team on Tuesday. We had our Stamp and Share Zoom and mystery stamping, and so this was the card layout that I shared with everybody. I love the way this turned out. I used a die from the Timeless Charm Bundle. It's a brand new online exclusive, and the stamp came from that set too. Thanks for all you do. I thought that turned out nice with navy and the boho blue. And then this was a swap card from Lynn Hunt Fones. Oh, Lynn, I'm so sorry. I'm messing that up, I'm sure. Countryside corners here. I love that. And then the die cut, I think, is from the Wonderful Words or something like that, a new bundle. I love this diagonal fold. It's so much easier than it looks. And if you haven't seen it yet, I shared this fold in the Bright and Beautiful Sunday stamping video that Mom and I did. I'll try to remember to add the link in the video description. I've got one more mega project to share with you. Sharon, you know which one this is. Using the Countryside in Suite. Unfortunately, I don't have the rest of my birthday cards and mail call to share with you. I just didn't get them organized in time for tonight's video. So next week, I'll do a mail call and share all of the birthday cards that I haven't shown you yet that I've received. My birthday was on Sunday, and I just want to say thank you for all the cards and the well wishes. I feel so celebrated, and it's been such a fun birthday this year. So thank you to everyone who helped to make it so special. I received a very special gift from Sharon Grove, and I want to share that one because it uses the Countryside in designer paper. I think I'm going to have to really zoom out on this camera so you can see this project. So hold on, we're going to do a quick boom, boom, boom. There we go. I'm just lifting that camera up so you can see this better. Oh my gosh, this amazing diamond box. What did you call it, Sharon? Is it just a diamond box? This is from Sam Calcott, I think Mixed Up Craft. I think that's her channel. So beautiful. I know Marilyn says this paper reminds her of her grandmother's aprons. It is very reminiscent, I think, of like a country cottage kind of vibe or like porcelain. I know, diamond box. Yes, Sharon, so amazing. Okay, but that's not it. This amazing box has the Countryside in floral paper on the inside, a Velcro opening, find joy in the little things, and then you open it up and it has these two compartments, I guess you'd call it. I'll start over here, and these are on Velcro, so I'll just lift them up so you can see them a little bit better. We've got this amazing little shadow box, mini little shadow box here with all these little cut pieces celebrating my 21 years as a demonstrator, a little birthday cake in the center. I just realized it says case, C-A-S-E, one of my favorite things to do. A little vellum envelope, the Stampin' Up logo. I just love this so much. It's so adorable. And so that is on one side, and then underneath a fun little package. And this, I'm trying to remember where, Sharon, remind me again who you saw this little box from. I think it was from, was it Julie D'Amadio? Pixie, what's her channel? Pixie, is it just Pixie Stamper? Paper Pixie, that's right. Well, I think Julie, isn't that Julie's Paper Pixie? The other Julie. Such a fun little box. So you open this up, and I just love the way that opens. It has, this is all one piece that then is cut and folded up, so it has that diagonal, and I just think that's really cool. I've definitely got to try this box. And some treats inside, some chocolates and some tea. I think I need a mug of tea tonight. I'm gonna make one of those up and maybe enjoy a little chocolate as well. I thought that was such a cute box. So that's on one side, and then on the other side we have this little magnetic strap that is holding all those pieces together while the box is upright. And there are two other little gifts in here, plus a card. So I'm going to pull them all out and share them one by one with you so you can see this incredible gift. So let me put this aside. I'm going to make sure I don't get it messy with a stamp. Okay, let's start with the card. This is such a fun fold. I'm going to try this one. I think this is really cool. So I'm going to untie it here, and it has a little card on the front. Birthday wishes, wishing you the very best. And then another little fold open like this. May the years ahead be filled with lasting joy. Oh my gosh. Such an amazing card and such a touching message inside, Sharon. Thank you so much. This card is just so fun. I feel like I gotta tie it up and make it look pretty again. I will definitely break this one down and show it in an upcoming video. I'll put my own little spin on it. And so thank you, Sharon, for the inspiration on this. I just love it. Okay, then in addition to the card, we have two other little gifts. First, this one is a little Post-it note holder with mini Post-its. This is my favorite size, and I use them all the time for the Great Big Card Swap. If you haven't participated yet in the Great Big Card Swap, it is a monthly card swap. You send in one card, and I share them all in a video, and then you get to get a card back in the mail. So I will definitely make great use of these, Sharon. Thank you so much for that. I love how it's just so cute and all packaged up. And then the last one, oh my gosh, I'm still just so floored by this. This is a handcrafted perpetual calendar. So there are different flaps for each month. The day or the month is over here, and each one has like a different message, right? So in July, we have find joy in the little things. And then there is little tabs for the day of the week. So it is Thursday, July 20th. And you can flip those over and use it throughout the year, every single year. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing, Sharon. Thank you so much for this incredible gift. I feel so undeserving of such an amazing gift. And I just had to share it tonight because we were using the Countryside Inn designer paper. And so it was just so fitting. So you just knew, I think. Thank you, Sharon, for that awesome diamond box and all the projects inside. Just so amazing. Okay, well, that is going to be it for my video tonight. I hope you enjoyed all of the project ideas that I shared tonight. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up with a Band-Aid and an inky finger. Make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future card making videos. I've got some fun stuff happening in July. Of course, we've got Sunday Stamping with Susan and Julie, and I think this is the week we are featuring the Timeless Arrangements bundle along with some Countryside Inn designer paper. And then we have our card swap, the Great Big Card Swap on Tuesday, a showcase. I'm sharing birthday cards, part 2 of the Great Big Card Swap on Tuesday. Also on Tuesday, there'll be a new live series starting at 1 o'clock. Daily videos for 12 days, following along for my 12 Days of Christmas in July gift box. This is so fun. We've done this the last couple years. The boxes are getting ready to go out in the mail tomorrow, and I have 1 or 2 left that are ready to go from someone that changed their mind. So if you are interested or would like to be on the wait list, then please fill out the form at tinyurl.com/JulieGiftBox to get in on this 12 Days of Christmas in July fun. There's so much happening, and I can't wait to share it all with you. Thanks for tuning in. Please leave a comment and let me know what you think of these projects and what you would like to see in future videos. Have a great night, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.